Welcome, everybody, to the American Space Museum. I'm Marquette. We're so glad that you're with us today to stay curious. Have I think, a very interesting program together today that I harvested off of a NASA story 4 years ago. And that story is how many human beings have spent their birthday orbiting the Earth? Because today, every space geek knows this is Sonny Williams' 59th birthday, unexpectedly spending it in the International Space Station, as she's the Starliner pilot that is got involved with the Expedition 71 with Butch Wilmer until February. So we're going to talk about Sonny and a whole bunch of astronaut birthdays. After all, Marty, what is your favorite day of the year?
Never really thought about that. I don't know.
Well, duh. My birthday, November 3rd. You all, that's my favorite day of the year. You won't tell us when your birthday is in July, I believe. And you're just holding it to your vest, aren't you, Marty?
No, I just have it once a year. That's all.
Okay. Well, that's my friend and co-producer, Marty Winkel. We've been doing this for 4.5 years, Marty. We are into our 1,130-something episode. We're so proud of that because you have wanted to watch this program, and our numbers are increasing every week. So we know you're telling friends, and other ones are finding that we're a little bit unique out there as far as video podcasts. We're not very well rehearsed. Some of you are wondering, can Mark ever go on time at 4 o'clock? But, and those of you that personally know me know that I'm just the Tasmanian devil tornado constantly in motion, and I love it. But so I'd say most of you'd say their favorite day of the year is your birthday. You might not say that in front of your wife, okay, if she wants you to remember the wedding anniversary as your favorite day of the year. But definitely, we all think of our birthdays as something very special. And when you spend it orbiting the Earth, just how many people have done that? Marty, in our pre-production meeting, guest 11, okay, I talked to Carlton Bailey a few minutes ago, our wonderful partner and photographer of over 700 rocket launches. Carlton said like 8 or 9. And no, quite a few more than that, all right, is what I'm going to tell you. And we're going to look at a very unique NASA story that I have, for better word, plagiarized as part of this program today. So we've got a lot of slides, a lot of astronauts we're going to talk about, some interesting things about their birthdays in space. And let's kick it off to somebody. Well, no, let's kick it off with telling everybody we're going to have a memorabilia show November 2nd at Beachside Hotel. This will be our third one at Beachside Hotel. Trying to get some astronaut book signings there. Was working on Jan Davis, but she's just hitting town with her husband the week after that, Marty. So she might be able to be involved in our February memorabilia show that we'll have at the same place there. But if you're looking to get a Christmas gift for that space geek and you're local, by all means, drop by. It will be free. Vendor tables are $30. I pretty much got the vendors figured out, but thank you, Suzanne and her staff there at the Beachside Hotel. They've treated us right for many, many years. Even before I started doing these, I do astronomy outreach there. So we'll be telling you more about that. And hey, that might be just a good time for some of you to come down for a pre-Thanksgiving vacation, or if you're here for Thanksgiving early, you can find autographed books. We got Ken Havocott, the world premier memorabilia expert, will be there. Bid Again Auctions, Chuck Jeffrey can do free analysis right there of your Neil Armstrong autograph, if it's real or not. So we'll be hawking that, of course, for the next 6 weeks. So happy birthday. And the first happy birthday I have today, and I'm going to be wearing my spectacles a lot, is he's one of the first veterinarians in space. I think he is the first, but he's turning 67 years old today, is Richard Linehan, a 4-time shuttle astronaut who was born September 19th, 1957 in Lowell, Massachusetts. He was raised by his paternal grandparents, Henry and May Linehan Hudson, and in their last name is Linehan, in New Hampshire, Hudson and Pelham, New Hampshire. So though born in Lowell, Massachusetts, he considers Hudson and Pelham, New Hampshire, his hometown. 59 days in space, 6 spacewalks. Not bad for a veterinarian that went to the great veterinarian school at the Ohio State University. And he's got a master's degree from Harvard. Marty, this is one astronaut I'd love to meet, but I just don't ever think about. 3 times on Columbia, and he was on the STS-109 Hubble service mission, on Endeavour, and High SS Hard Hat mission 123 on Endeavour. This guy's done it all, and he was involved in animal care and use on space missions among his other duties there. So, veterinarian in space, Richard Linehan. When I call him the first veterinarian in space, somebody told me that someone else was the first. So,
I just looked it up.
and you're going to look it up. Okay, go
I
ahead,
just
Marty.
did look it up. And it's Dr. Martin Bettman.
Bettman?
Yep.
Okay. F-E-T, or Bettman.
F-E-T-T-M-A-N.
And when did he fly? Is it got his STS mission there? All right. Well, okay, great.
93.
Pardon me?
93, Columbia.
So that beats Linehan's STS-78 in 1996. So they both flew Columbia, though, veterinarians. So that's cool. But happy birthday to him. Hope he's in your community doing great things like all the astronauts are. That does look like him, doesn't it? Yeah, that's him in there. And there he is in his spacesuit there. Gosh, 4 times on a shuttle, 59 days. You didn't stay up on a shuttle more than 16 days is what the longest missions. But most of them were a 10-day mission up there. So great guy. We'd love to meet him. All right. How many other, he wasn't in space on any of his birthdays. Okay. But this beautiful lady is, of course, Sunny Williams. And I didn't put Richards on our Facebook yet. I am going to do that after our program here. Happy 59th birthday to Sunita Williams. This is the second time she's spending her birthday in space, having previously done so in 2012 when she was on Expedition 32 and then commander of 33. U.S. Navy officer, Indian Slovenian descent, all right, born in Euclid, Ohio, one of those 24 Buckeyes that had to escape Ohio to go to space. But she was really raised in Massachusetts. Needham, Massachusetts is where she considers her roots. And of course, we all know that Sunny and Butch Williams were to test the Boeing Starliner for an 8-day mission, launched in June. The Starliner did come back successfully after all the woes that everybody knows about with the thruster issue. But she's been up there now for 107 days. Okay. That's over 100 days longer than she thought. 3 months longer than she thought. Wow. I wonder where mom's got her birthday presents, okay? She doesn't have any children. She's been married to a Texas marshal. In fact, I thought I had his name here. She's married to a Texas marshal for over 20 years, and they're big animal lovers. Like I said, they had other plans for her birthday when she was launched in June on there. So Marty, but she waited 12 years to go to space. The last time she spent her birthday in space was 2012, and she was 47 years old. And, this is a testament to astronauts. I talked to astronaut Kay Heyer about Sunny and Butch and said, man, it's waiting 10 years, 12 years. And Kay waited 10 years between her missions. She goes, that's what we do, And, when your turn's up, you have 2 years of training for it. But to wait that long for a test mission is an astronaut's dream, is what astronaut Kay Hires told me. These are test pilots. This is what they wanted to do. And Butch is probably really ticked off that he didn't get to fly it back, because that's what test pilots do. Sunny, she wanted to fly it back, but she says space is her happy place. Butch has got a wife and 2 daughters, teenager grown daughters on here on Earth that miss him dearly, and they won't see him again until February. And he's going to come back on the Crew Dragon 9 that's going to be launched next Thursday now, and we'll talk about that in a minute with somebody who spent their birthday in space. Mr. Nick Hague is the pilot of that. So happy birthday, Sonny. We hope everything works out well for you, all right? Well, I found this... take that off there. I found this little infographic to kick off our program here on Birthdays in Space, Fun Facts at a Glance. The first birthday in space by Viktor Padsayev, June 19th, 1971. And I'll tell you here in just a minute that he didn't get any older. He was on that fateful Soyuz 11 that crashed into Earth after being on the space station. The first person to celebrate a birthday in space that was American was Pete Conrad on Skylab 1 in 1973, born June 2nd. The first person back-to-back birthdays in space is this guy, Valery Rumian. All right, he wasn't up there a year, though his extensive time in space is a lot. Valery has passed away in 2012. He was married to a Russian cosmonaut, Yulenka Kondakova. They got 2 kids. But he was up on August 16th in 79 and 80 on board Salyut 6. And, of course, he's in the pumpkin suit of the shuttle, everybody says. That's right, because he went up on STS-91 to check out the International Space Station. He is the architect of the Mir space station and wanted to go up on Mir but never did. And he wanted to go up and see the Russian modules that he helped create on Earth. And we have from a reliable source in a Stay Curious episode with Travis Thompson, the lead White Room technician, that Valery took about 4 liters of vodka with him to space. Remember that story, Marty?
Sure do.
Yeah, sure do. And you can go check it out on here. So, let's see. Dick Truly is the first person to have us on board the space shuttle. We'll see a picture of him. He also, his birthday was the day of his STS-2, November 2nd. Dick has passed away. First to land on their birthday, Valery Polyakev. Okay. Most birthdays celebrated in space is this gentleman. All right. I love this astronaut. Padlakova. I'm going here to Who in Space by folder here a minute. I think he ranks 2nd. He's very high in the number of days in space. If I put my hands on that real quick, I'm not going to waste a lot of time on it. But Kenyenko, who's on the International Space Station right now, has been in space over 1,100 days, and that's like the all-time record. And there we go. I knew I could put my hands on it. Gennady has been Padalaka 878 days in space. Okay, he's number 2 of all humans who have gone to space, 878 days, and of course Konyenko surpassed him with a couple expeditions crews up there. So I'd love to meet this guy. I've seen a few interviews with him. A great guy. He was on the space shuttle in 204, 209, 2012, and 215 on his birthday. Sergei Krikalev, also in space, the youngest one to spend at age 33. And Krikalev has been in space. He's number 4th on the list. With 803 days in space. Janet Kavandi, first woman to celebrate in space. We'll see a picture of her. And Yuri Onenfro, birthday of the first long-duration crew member. And Don Pettit had a birthday on space at age 48, and he is now 69 on experience in his 3rd expedition crew up there. We'll see a picture of him here in a minute. So to cut to the chase, about 90 astronauts and cosmonauts have celebrated their birthdays aboard the International Space Station, okay? As we look at that list again. An average of 4 years since the human occupancy began of the space station in 2024. As crew members, they've made many repeat flights to the station. A number have celebrated more than one birthday, we've talked about, which the record at 4. Imagine that, 4 birthdays in space for Pedlugko there. That's really awesome. They also celebrate special days in space like festivals, ground-based birthdays of loved ones, and NASA VIPs, celebrities, pets have even been celebrated on birthdays in space. Even organizations have been, like the military anniversaries of the 60th of this and that. So that's been a special way to break the monotony and put a smile on your face of the dangers of space, okay? So let's get to some of these space events here. As I harvested a bunch of pictures today, hope you enjoy them. Put these 3 panels up there like that. That is the first person to be in space on his birthday. And actually, it's a sad story, as Viktor Padseyev turned 38, there on the far left, on the first crew to dock with a space station Salyut 1. And he operated the Orion Space Observatory telescope and became the first man to operate a telescope outside of Earth's orbit. And during re-entry of Salyut 11, a valve opened up and all the air went out. They did not have spacesuits on, and they all suffocated. They didn't know they were dead when they landed. They thought the communications system had broke down. And when they opened up the hatch, there were the 3 astronauts lying there dead. His hands were found to be bruised. He may have been trying to shut the valve manually at the time he lost consciousness. So
Cosmonauts, not astronauts.
yeah, okay, thank you, Marty. Cosmonaut, not astronaut. But an earthling all the same, spending a birthday in space. Of course, that in the middle there is Pete Conrad, turned 43 on the Skylab space station on June 2nd, 1973. He lived to age 69 when he was tragically killed in a freak motorcycle accident on his BMW. He actually walked into the emergency room, had a ruptured spleen in a rural California town, and they couldn't save him. Richard Truly became the first shuttle astronaut to celebrate a birthday in space when STS-2 launched, or was more correctly relaunched, on his 44th birthday, November 12th, 1981, and they gave him a big birthday card there that you see him having there at some point of that birthday celebration. There is the Salyut 1 space station that they think Patsayev may have took that picture of that, the film that was found aboard the destroyed Soyuz spacecraft. Well, it wasn't destroyed, it landed perfectly. That was Soyuz 1, I'm thinking, that crashed. There's what the Skylab looks like, a cutaway of it, for those of you that know that, of course. I don't think you know the Russian Mir or how the Salyuts looked. And this is the Mir space station where Valery Rumyan spent his birthdays on there that we showed on there. So let's see, where are we going here? Next is, oh yes, I'm talking about Rumenko taking the vodka to space, okay? This is how he celebrated his birthday in space, with a shot of vodka. No kidding. Many of you know that the Russian cosmonaut physician recommended a shot of vodka at the end of a shift to relax the cosmonauts. Now, some did, some didn't. We're not clear how if this continues on the International Space Station or not. We don't think it does. But on their Salyut and Mir space stations, they recommended when you get stressed and all that out and you're done with your work, go ahead and have a little hot toddy there and kick back and relax. So definitely part of the Russian cosmonaut culture. A lot of drinking. That and peeing on tires, which is what they did, was what Yuri Gagarin did, the first launch. And subsequent cosmonauts have followed that ritual, we'll call it. All right, there is Janet Kavandi, the first woman to celebrate a birthday in space on July 17th, 2001. Didn't look up how old she was. She was on the STS-104 mission, and they had a big time celebrating her up there with she's got a pen light stuck in a brownie. All right. Now, you space geeks know that crumbs in space aren't allowed. That's that's why we have tortillas and not good wholesome bread up there. However, they find dense cakes and brownies and stuff like that can be just fine in space. So we'll talk about cakes in space here in just a minute. In the middle is the guy that's got the record, Onufrienko. Onufrienko holds the distinction of the first long-duration member to have his birthday in space, okay? And so yeah, there he is. He turned 41 on February 6, 2002. So he's juggling some apples there. And then on the right-hand side, there's Don Pettit, holds the honor of the first American long-duration crew member to celebrate his birthday on April 20th. He's born on 4/20/2003. And that is 21 years ago, and he's 69. So he'd have been 48 in this picture here. Don will not be up there in April, we don't think. We'll think he'll be back by February. At least he's scheduled to be so. Well, here's an interesting twist on a birthday. Expedition 7 science officer Ed Liu considers Honolulu, Hawaii, his hometown, in honor of his 40th birthday, the big 40, orbiting the Earth on July 1st, 2003. The whole crew in Houston wore colorful shirts to help Liu celebrate his birthday. He was known to love the Hawaiian shirts. The Hawaiian governor proclaimed the day as Edward Liu Day in his home state for his 40th birthday. So the whole state honors you, and you're honored by your wonderful people in Houston. Look at all those people wearing shirts, and that was a big surprise to him. They hid the memo from him up there to like everybody wear a Hawaiian shirt. Ed's 40th birthday's up there. I remember my 40th birthday, which was an aborted surprise birthday, Marty. But nonetheless, it was a great birthday. Do you remember your 40th birthday? Let's see. That was way back in the last century.
Yeah, that's why I don't remember it. It's too long ago.
Okay. All right. Well, I know that. Let's see. You were you were working on the shuttle then, back then. Yeah. All right. Always coy Marty Winkel. All right, what's this all about? Celebration? Well, for his 51st birthday, April 15th, Expedition 11 flight engineer and science officer John Phillips got a send-off at Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, all right, when he and his crewmates were launched in Soyuz. So that's undoubtedly the most memorable birthday candle anyone will ever have in their birthday lives in there. So now where's the rest of my stories here? Here we are. Oh, so now I continue with this. I got you here, Mark. And then let's see. There's Padlenko in the middle. We recognize him sitting down there, sort of. He helped initiate the first 6-person crew rotation at the space station on his 2009 51st birthday. Him and his 5 crewmates helped him celebrate his second birthday in space of 4. And so they also celebrated Father's Day, June 21st, which fell on the same day. And astronaut Wakata, the Japanese astronaut up there, Wakata, it was his 100th day in space. So a big, big celebration there. And, you can imagine, Marty, that not that there's a lot of monotony and boredom orbiting the Earth, 17 times a day on a spaceship. or space station, you need a serious break from the tension of what you're doing. And so they really embrace these things. This is a cool one here. The day he arrived on station, May 17th, 2012, as member of Expedition 32, was Joe Acaba's 54th birthday. And Joe Acaba, by the way, is an Artemis astronaut, and he's shown there in the middle, showing Smokey the Bear around the Houston Space Center on the 60th anniversary of the 68th birthday of the iconic American figure Smokey the Bear. So NASA helped the Forest Service and Texas State Forest celebrate Smokey's birthday as the spokes bear at Mission Control. And Fossum, that's right, Michael Fossum is providing the personal tour, and Acaba is beaming down a congratulatory message with a little Smokey behind him in the background there on his birthday in the cupola. So that's an interesting twist on a birthday. There's Sunny celebrating her birthday in 2012, which was coincided with International September 19th today. You know what else today is, Marty?
No.
Hey, matey. What's that parrot doing on your shoulder there? International Pirates Day, y'all, is what today is. And Talk Like a Pirate Day. I ain't heard anybody talking like a pirate yet today. So, as commander of Expedition 33, she ordered her crewmates, Malenko, and that's Hashidi, Akayo Hashidi, who I've met. He actually looked at the moon through my telescope. She ordered them to dress as pirates. For dinner, they shared lobster, sagang paneer, yakitori, Japanese pork, in a sauce, and good luck Japanese rice with red beans. And they had a video downlink to their friends. Williams virtually blew out her cakes on a birthday. They would have a cake in Houston or whatever the live link was, and she'd pretend to blow, and someone would blow them out, of course. And 6 days earlier, her crewmates celebrated her Jack Russell Gorby's 11th birthday. So how much fun is that, to not only talk like a pirate, you all, what is that? Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Yeah, it's SpongeBob, Marty. Yeah, and the pirates like SpongeBob. So, all right, this is a cool one. Expedition 36 Commander Cosmonaut Pavel Vingrondov celebrated his 60th birthday aboard the space station on August 21st. He went formal with a tux and bow tie there. The oldest person to celebrate a birthday in space, except that has been eclipsed by Michael Barrett up there right now, who celebrated his 65th birthday in space. Didn't grab a picture of Michael for that. I did enough today with this. So there he is, the oldest person, second oldest now, with two other previously celebrated birthday mates, Chris Cassidy and Alexander Mushkin. And Karen Nyberg's in that picture, and Luca Palmintero. They recorded birthday wishes for him in 3 languages. All right, so now there's a lady that we love from ESA, Alex Carl, our ESA Capcom. Hi, Alex. We need to give you a buzz here, but he was the talk to Samantha Cristoforetti as their Eurocom, her duration up on the space station. She had her own birthday on April 24th, 2015. All right. And celebrated with her crewmates up there. Terry Vert is on the right, and I think that's Anton Skeparov on the left there. And there are two other cosmonauts up there with her. So now, what is this all about? A gorilla in space? The last time I saw that was on the Apollo 12 parody that you all want to look up on YouTube. You will not be, it's a funny reel of just parodying the Apollo 12 by the astronauts and other people themselves, including our friend Hazel Banks, makes a cameo appearance in there. Hayes, if you're watching, you looked marvelous in that movie. Apollo 12 parody. It's on YouTube, folks. Well, to surprise astronaut Scott Kelly for his February 21st, 2016 birthday during his 11-month mission that NASA calls the 1-year mission, his twin brother Mark arranged for delivery of a life-size gorilla costume to the station. So he was presented with this as a gag gift. They hid it from him during the whole time, about 3 months when he was up there already. So he went around and mild-mannered shenanigans were done while wearing the gorilla costume that he posted on social media, such as chasing fellow Expedition 46 crew member Timothy Peake through Destiny module. And he also recorded some educational videos. So not only did you get to blow out a virtual cake, but you get a great gift from your brother. And this gorilla must have a tongue-in-cheek meaning to the twins there. So how about this unique way to celebrate your birthday in space? Okay, French astronaut Thomas Piquet, an accomplished musician, especially fond of playing the sax. Okay, and there he is on the left, celebrating his birthday with a cosmonaut there. Not sure. No, that's Shane Kimbrough there with him. Yeah, that's Shane Kimbrough there with him. They arranged to have an alto saxophone delivered to the outpost. I love it when they call the space station the outpost. It's so Western American, you know. They kept the saxophone hidden aboard the space station, and to Piquet's great delight and amazement, presented to him on his birthday, February 27th, 2017. And then he got down to playing some saxophone on there, maybe a little Lester Young. All right, so who knows? Well, with regard to birthdays, the week of September 22nd was a busy one aboard the space station for Expedition 60. There's astronaut Nick Hague celebrating his 44th birthday on September 25th. I thought Nick would be celebrating his birthday on the space station again because he was scheduled to be launched on the 24th, but they pushed it to the 27th. And so he will be a year older when he goes to space next week. And they're coming Saturday. We'll talk about that in a second. So he spent his 44th birthday. 2 days later, it was ESA astronaut Luca Parmento's 43rd and second birthday aboard the space station. And there's Luca with the shaved head back there. And the next day, on the 27th, Russian cosmonaut Alexei Ochevenkin had his 48th birthday. All this happening in 2019. So the crew decorated an orange, with letters spelling out happy birthday, but they had a cake with chocolate frosting and candy coated chocolates, all right, in space. So there is that's Nick Hague, and we're going to talk about Nick Hague next week before the launch. He survived a Soyuz abort to orbit with the cosmonaut that's up there right now. How cool will that be? Then both went 70 miles up, had to come down because of a problem with the second stage of the Soyuz rocket, and now they're going to be talking about it years later. So there is Nick Hague, and oh man, I printed this out and didn't print the astronaut, the Russian. Okay, Nick's on the right, the Russian's on the left. By contract with NASA, Roscosmos had to have a Russian crewman on this Crew 9 flight. So that's why he's there, and not Zena Cardman, who is scheduled to be the commander, or Stephanie Wilson, who is anxiously waiting her fourth trip to space after 3 shuttle missions, the last one about 12 years ago. So the crew is arriving at Kennedy Space Center on Saturday. Carlton Bailey, our rocket photographer friend, has credentials to go out there and get them coming back. So we'll be looking at those pictures Monday on Stay Curious, maybe Tuesday if I do a Stargazer Monday. So they're going to, the first human spaceflight launched from Pad 40, Marty. Were you aware of that? They're not going from 39A. They're going from Pad 40 that had to be reconfigured to launch humans, basically putting up a gateway structure so that they can get in the Crew Dragon spacecraft. Why did they do that? Because NASA said if you're going to launch the Starship from Pad 39A and it blows up, we need the backup Crew Dragon pad, because we need to keep the cadence of the International Space Station. However, if they had a Starship blow up at 39A, Marty, what do you think that'd look like? It's 2.5 miles away on Pad 40. I think they'd have damage there too, but who knows, right? We hope to never ever see anything like that up there. So, and before I talk about cakes in space, thank you, Doug Forrest, for watching. My daughter Jessie's watching. Hey there. Let me make myself big and wave to McKinley and Macy, my two little toddler granddaughters there. Hope you're being good for Mommy, McKinley. And Mitch Rothman's watching. I don't know if he's at the airport, but he's going to Ireland with his lovely wife. Dave Stangy's watching. Dean Babcock. Steve Jokums. I got your email and I was replying to it and got busy. Miss you for a couple days, Steve, but glad you're back watching Stay Curious live. There's CB watching. Tommy Usiak. I enjoyed our conversation yesterday, Tom, and he came up with a great panel for Shuttlefest. We're going to talk about photographing the Hubble telescope. A no-brainer, and he's going to bring him and other photographers that have photographed it on ground, and maybe we'll have an astronaut there that photographed it from space. Gary Gerald, great to see you, sir. He got that book on Gus Grissom, Marty, that we had the great talk with the other day, and I got a copy of it as well. George Leopold wrote that book, and I can't wait to read it. Tom Celentano, thank you for being a faithful watcher. And Nick Sedler. Does Nick have any corrections for me today, Marty?
No, but Bill Whiting's watching also.
Pardon me?
Bill Whiting is watching.
Oh, hey, Bill. All right. Going to be a showdown in 2 weeks between the Michigan Spartans and the Ohio State Buckeyes. So get ready for that beatdown, my friend. But, all right. Let's end our little program here with talking about this panel of pictures. We talked about cakes in space. When a cake is a staple ground-based birthday celebrations for everybody. In weightlessness, it generates crumbs that can float around the cabin and cause risks to not only getting the equipment, but inhaling innocently by crew members floating around the cabin. So they join in celebrations like you see here. For example, during Expedition 15, 16 controllers baked a golf cart shaped birthday cake for Dan Tanney's birthday on February 1st, 2008. And during Expedition 56, Andrew Feutzel's wife, Indira, on August 25th, brought a cake to Mission Control and enjoyed it on a two-way video conference celebration. And for the triple birthday celebrations of those astronauts and cosmonauts in 2019 we talked about, the crew members treated themselves to chocolate ice cake with candy-coated chocolates as a decoration. Now, candy-coated chocolates is a code word in NASA for you-know-what, Marty?
M&M's.
M&M's, that's right, M&M's. They won't call them M&M's, but they call them candy-coated chocolates.
Which is kind of funny because M&M is an acronym.
Yeah, there you
Took
go.
an acronym, made words out of it.
Yeah, it is. And McKinley, you eating some M&M's, maybe? Good. Have Mommy go get you some. However, birthday candles are, of course, forbidden at the space outpost as way too risky. We have seen candles burn in space. You all know they don't burn straight up and down. They burn like a glowing ball, like the sun. How cool is that? So, threw another shot in there of Don Pettit up there. We're going to be hearing a lot of happy birthday to everybody who's had a birthday in space. We're particularly thrilled Don Pettit's in his 8th day on the International Space Station. up there, and he's the MacGyver astronaut, they call him, a photographer and everything else up there. So hope you all have enjoyed the birthdays in space and celebrating Sunny Williams' birthday with her up in space, all of you watching today, and of course Linehan, the second veterinarian in space there. So Marty, thank you for a good job today. We've enjoyed everybody being here. We've did some great interviews Monday and Tuesday. Yesterday, we kind of took the cover off of some woes that Axiom is having, not paying their bills and really messing up the thought of a private space station replacing ISS. So want to go back and visit that and the other 800 or so episodes that Marty Winkel and I have done on YouTube, and the other 300 are on Facebook during the early days when we were born out of the pandemic and desperate to reach out to people all over the world that support our museum. So tomorrow's TGIF Friday, and I'm going to look at some future Friday stuff. We'll catch up what is going on at the International Space Station in the 15 humans orbiting the Earth right now. And so until then, thank you, Marty, for a great job. Thank you all for watching. I'm Marquette saying I can't wait to see you tomorrow to bridge the space between us.